There you go. All right.
Cheers. I haven't cheersed you since we was in the club about 20 years ago. That was a long time ago, dude. Yeah, Chuck, time freaking flies. Man. It's so crazy how fast time flies.
All right, just get a mic check real quick.
Oh, yeah. Mic check?
So here you go. Just so you got a bottle opener.
Yeah. Give him a mic check.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Testes. Testes. 1, 2, 3.
Does he look good in the camera?
Yep.
Good.
Not with it on my ear like that.
Yeah. Good there?
Yeah. Does that look all right?
Yep, look good.
All right.
Hold on. Pull those off real quick.
Yeah, you know, you definitely don't do that for me, Luke. Like, dude,
Put it that way.
Yeah, that'll be good.
you're a nice guy today.
Oh.
Hey,
He's usually a bully.
I'm not a bully when I know someone whooped my ass. You know what I'm saying? Mama didn't raise
Keep
your
it
dummy.
real. Keep it real. Hey, gotta keep it real. Damn, youth, dude. Just seeing you up there and the things like I miss youth, bro.
Oh, no.
miss you.
I see some of the old pictures. I'm like, man.
Bro,
Father Time's a real
Iconic.
thing,
Well,
huh?
my buddy, Sam, his uncle came up to me the other day and I was random to a farmer's market, and he walks up. He's like, "Hey man, remember I was at that fight, you know, and when you beat Randy the first time, and you know, I was like talking about it. And he's like, yeah, it was like 15 years ago, right?
the
I'm
light?
like, no, that was 20 years ago,
Right?
He's like, dang, time
it's
flies.
crazy. Time freaking
Crazy.
flies, Chuck. It's crazy.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm ready with you.
Cool. All right, let's do this. Starting in 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the What Honed You Show.
Where we externalize your internal champion.
And we are back for another episode of the What Honed You Show. And my goodness, this is actually a treat for myself, let alone all you listeners. Obviously, we have my right-hand man with me, Trevor Wittman, once again.
What up?
But today's guest is, man, I just got to say thanks, Chris Camozzi, for coming down to fight again, because Chris brought another man down here. That's why we got the show today. Chuck, the Iceman Liddell, is in the studio. And
So, Chris Camozzi did this. This whole time you've been telling me it was you, Luke. Like,
no,
like you
no,
had Chuck's
I will
number in
never.
your phone.
I will never take that over credit.
Come on,
I
bro. I was like,
thank goodness for
damn.
Jake. Me and Jake talking. I was like, oh, he came down for the last time for Chris. And he hit me up, and I was like, dude, would you guys be interested in coming down on the show? And he was like, hell yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was
Cool.
honestly worked out perfect. I hope you got full.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
man,
was
that
good.
was good.
Yeah.
That's some
That,
good.
that steak was good.
I mean,
So,
good.
listen.
Chicken was good even.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
chicken's
Chicken
bomb.
was
Huh?
good too.
Yeah.
That was good.
Hey,
I'm full right now.
I know. I feel good. I love it. But listen, this is for me as a kid when I started fighting. You were the guy that I looked up to. You were like today's guys, like Justin Gaethje and this and that. Like people that are true diehard fans know who Chuck Liddell is. And Chuck, man, like I just personally got to say thank you for everything you've done and you know, paved the way for all these guys getting these big ass checks now, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, you should make a percentage for that shit.
I had a good time doing it,
Yeah.
so I won't complain.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you know, we were talking at the bar outside, and you know, at what age did you knew you were gonna do like, you know, you were karate Kempo and guy I knew, but like
I was quite a Kempo, a wrestler. I fought quite a bit in the street. Like,
You did?
growing up.
California?
Yeah, well, it's California, but I mean, it was back. It was just a day and age, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was in the '80s. And the funny thing is, in high school, I used to always say, you know what really sucks? The thing I'm best at. And I was talking about street fighting.
Mhm.
The thing I'm best at. I can't get paid to do.
Yeah.
And I end up.
Look what happened.
And look what happened.
All of a
Crazy,
sudden,
right?
Took a while, but
then the smoke came up, and then all of a sudden he's on TV as an icon. Like Chuck, I've known you for so long. You came out and did a seminar for my gym through the Cordovas, and with John Hackelman, we went to a spaghetti factory. It was one of the best times. We went to a club. I had one of the best times I've ever had. I remember I went up to the DJ, put on Ice Baby. So I knew, and he kind of looked at me like, why you fucking put that shit on? But I came from the boxing world, and I was just, just had Nate and Dwayne, and was very close with the Cordovas.
Ice Baby, I never really complained about that too, because I when I knocked down Randy Couture, my buddy sent me a picture of it. And so Celebrity Row, you can see Celebrity Row behind me, and everybody's like this.
Dude.
Except for Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I was like,
Damn,
okay, that's a fan.
that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. But I've known you for so long, and the one thing that stood out to me, because I came from the boxing world, and I wanted to be a ninja when I was a kid. Like, martial arts was my life. Like, I was a diehard, just, karate kid that I was being bullied, so I got into karate.
Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
That was like our era. That was
Dude, the
Master
movies,
Ninja,
dude,
all the
dude.
ninja movies were out.
Dude, you remember American Ninja? There were so many different ones that were out, and they were just...
you wanted to be a ninja.
Oh, dude, I wanted to be a ninja. And then I got into the boxing world, and then, started, it wasn't into Tokyo yet. I just started with Dwayne, and he was going to fight Jens Pulver, who was a former UFC champion, and Jens Pulver had really good boxing. So Dwayne came to me, and then I met you, and I didn't realize the star power that you had, dude. We went down to go to the Spaghetti Factory in Denver, and we're walking down the street, and we could not get anywhere with everybody. Dude, I was like, holy cow, you are superstar status. And I still think, when I think UFC and what has built the UFC, obviously they had the Ultimate Fighter with that great fight with
Tito.
It wasn't Tito. I'm talking about Forrest Griffin and
Stephen
Bonner. But when I think of icons, when you could put one person that speaks UFC and the way that they fought was you, like you are the icon when it comes to the UFC. You have that it factor to you. When I watch you fight, you remind me a lot of Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje grew up as a very high level wrestler, but he's like, dude, I'm going to sprawl and I'm going to kill. He loves to punch people in the face. And you had those fights. Even after the finish, where you step it back and just look it up, like this, just so iconic. And I don't want to fanboy out because I don't, because I think we're all, humans, and we just have this path that's put by. I got to hang with you about 6 months ago, maybe 9 months ago, and you were out here for a little bit, just getting to talk with you and shoot the stories. Dude, you're fucking legend, bro. And I know we get older. Like, I'm getting older. I'm getting to a point. But the one thing is you're going to live in the history books, when you're past your time. And that's a special freaking thing, Chuck. Like, I know you're such a humble dude. Every time I talk with you, you're so freaking normal. But do you ever just sit back, close your eyes, and just be like, man, look what I've done?
Well, the first time I ever did even thought like that at all was I was a Green Bay Packer fan, right? And in '97, when they played against Denver down in San Diego,
yep.
My buddy was running, a guy I knew was running the event staff.
Okay.
And so I worked that Super Bowl so I could go watch it.
Yeah. Nice.
I was on the 50. I was watching the stands on the 50-yard line, right at the stands, and I got to watch my team lose. So fast forward to 2011, when I think it was 2011, 10, 11, whatever it was, the 10, 11 season.
Yeah.
The Packers won the Super Bowl in Dallas. So, and now I'm in Dallas. This is 2000 after I retired.
Yeah.
And I'm in a field box watching the game.
No way.
They win the game, and someone asked me if I want to come on the field. Of course,
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, I want to go on this. I go on the field, and then I got players asking me to take pictures with their families.
Dude, how
that just
cool
won
is
the
that,
Super Bowl
bro?
with everything going on. And that was the first time I kind of looked up and went, man,
Wow.
I come a long way in 10 years.
It's amazing, bro. It's like your career is so special. Like, the cool thing I love about MMA too is like coming from the boxing world, it's just a different culture. It's still a great thing. It's combative, and I miss the sweet science. But what I love about MMA is you can have your ups and you can have your downs. It's the iconic moments and the people that you're facing. I mean, you did kickboxing over Reem. Like, there's so many just iconic fights that when I got back into martial arts from the boxing scene, I would study, and you were like the favorite guy to watch. Like, dude, hands like shoulder height. Dude, the way you shovel your shots, the way you would sprawl and do your ground and pound, like one of a kind, like just leverage. It was just a pure aggressive style of fighting. And again,
I like to finish fights. And
dude,
you know, the funny thing is,
it's
like,
fighting, right?
yeah, and
We're
the
fighting
funny
to
thing is, I
finish.
still to this day get people, man. Oh wait, you know jujitsu? I remember I was about 5 years ago. I was rolling at. I just came into like my buddy's gym in L.A. and John Lewis had a class there, a jiu-jitsu class, and like he lent me a gi and a white belt to put on to wear a gi to roll with one of those guys. And I'm not much of a gi guy, but I do that too every once in a while. But I got I'm holding one of those brown belts and I'm sweeping them. Like I swept him a couple times. He's like, well, I thought you were a kickboxer. I'm like, I've been training with your coach since '97. Like, what are you talking about?
I gotta know this. Yeah.
Like, I have to know some of it. I mean, I just preferred, you know, and I spent a lot of my career like working on about 30% of it because I wanted to. All I did was work on getting off the bottom, and I still to this day see guys that I'm like, I mean, I see guys with getting rid out that just have no idea how to get off the bottom.
Yeah.
Like it's not that the guy on top is actually stopping them from doing it because maybe they would. And that's okay, and that would be more okay with me. I get frustrated watching guys lay on the ground and get ridden
And get stalled.
and they're just holding this and
get
they
stalled.
Just, they're just stall. The guy's stalling on top, but they're
Absolutely.
not doing anything to get out either.
Absolutely.
And it shows me that I'm looking at them. They just don't know what to do down there, so they're not going to get out. It's not going to change. Now I don't know if they. I could happily watch them try to get off the bottom, and the guy on the top keep them down.
Yeah.
That's fine with me too. I'm not against
At
that.
least trying.
If he's working to get up, if he knows how to get out, if he knows the things that make it difficult for that guy to stay on top of him, okay, and that guy's able to counter that. Okay, he's just a better guy. He's just a better fighter at it. But if you have no idea, you're just laying there. That's not fun to watch.
Not at all. And it's an entertainment business. And again, I
mean, I think they've gone back. Either some of it. I mean, they're letting them lay and pray a little more.
Yeah.
They got away from that for a while. I remember back in the day, when they let them just sit there, take a guy down, and hold him down the rest of the round. You know, and they don't stand them up. And you know, if they're not working, if you're not working to pass the guard, if you're not working to damage the guy on the bottom, how much are you winning? I saw one where Kamaru Usman was fighting. What was that? What's his name?
Colby.
God, I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Don't worry, I do that all the time.
He had a close fight. He lost a decision.
Leon Edwards.
No.
Was it like later in his career?
Later in his career.
Hamzat?
Hamzat, yep.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah.
It was. I'm watching that fight, and I mean, however you do the other rounds, I don't care. But like one of the rounds that they scored for him, he was on top for the 2 minutes of the round, and they were standing for 3 minutes. And during that 2 minutes round, he did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
He didn't try to hurt him. Didn't get close to hurting him.
Riding him out.
He just rided him out, and they gave him the round. Now he won 2 minutes of the round by a little bit, and Usman won 3 minutes of the round by a little bit.
Yep.
I don't know why Usman didn't win that round.
Totally.
So I watch stuff like that, and I might get frustrated.
And that's the thing. It's like this sport is come so far, and people when they're very good at certain areas, the whole thing is we always want to remember it's an entertainment business. You might get a win, and you might continue to your career because obviously everybody's trying to be a champion, but the thing is too, like we take damage when we fight, and when you go out there and fight, you want to be able to be compensated for what you've done. And you grew up in the era where the compensation wasn't that great. But like right now where Justin is at, and people are like, how are you making this much money? I know champions that look at him and go, dang, you are making good amount of money. And it's because of the risk style of fighting that he takes. And he had said a long time ago, Chuck, that reminds me a lot of you, is I want to make sure that everybody pays for this ticket or pays for a pay-per-view. They're not doing pay-per-view no more. That they're going to be happy with the money they invested to watch this fight and they're going to get their value. And that is the key. We are in the fight business, not the I was in karate. I was in Kempo karate. I'm a black belt in Kempo. That is self-defense. That's survival. It's point fighting. We were talking about it earlier. We want to be able to go out there and get finishes. If we're true gladiators, this is fight to the finish. And that's what your style just stands out. And this is why you're such an iconic person. I say the most iconic person in the UFC that took it from NHB to MMA, like NHB days back in the day, like when you were doing your kickboxing, like it's crazy. And you were doing both and you were fighting the highest level of guys, but you'll never be forgotten because of the style and the way that you fought. And I just want to say thank you for the way that you fought, because you inspire so many people. You've inspired Justin. Justin will never act like it. Justin's just one of those guys like you. Like, it's like you don't get starstruck by no one. But, dude, you are an icon to him.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, look at you. Just exactly. And I'm not trying to build you up. I'm just trying to give you the credit of
what you deserve.
Who you really are, bro, from the outside. Like, I'm not acting like this, but when I went back in the room, I was like, oh, shit. No, I'm joking. I didn't do that shit, but damn, that should, you know.
It's crazy, Chuck, because, for me just to sit on the podcast and, sit at the bar, have a drink and watch you eat and this, that. I remember being back home in Nebraska. And, we would get together as a family and watch pay-per-views. We'd order it and pay-per-view. And this is when I just started getting into mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu and kickboxing. And I said, I'm going to be, I told my dad this. I said, I'm going to be in the UFC. I want to be him. And what a dad does. Okay, yeah, just go ahead. Keep doing it. Well, when I kept doing it and kept fighting, kept winning, and then when I said I'm going to pack up and move to Denver and train full time, then they were like, I don't know if this is really what you should do, right? Like, and I did it, right? But it was guys like you, and I remember like watching you from like not only UFC, but like I think the real ones really know like the Pride Days and stuff like that, and what that was like. Like, I just want to ask you a simple question: what did you enjoy more, UFC or Pride?
I'd go with UFC. I like fighting.
It's more American based, right?
I also like fighting in the cage better than fighting in a ring. Although I did like being able to cut off the corners in a ring, which you can't do really in a circle. But you do have that cage behind it, like you can push a guy against. And I also like to use the cage to defend takedowns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to take me down against the cage.
Absolutely.
It's real hard to take me down if I'm against the cage. And I was good at getting off the cage too.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, you keep me up against the cage. I mean, if you know how to move off it and get off it and do that stuff, I think the cage really helped me defend takedowns.
Yeah.
And so I like that better than the ring for that reason.
And we were talking about like stalemates and like riding them out and stuff. In Pride, they used to give those yellow cards.
Yeah,
right.
Yellow
Do you
and red
think
cards,
that's something the UFC could bring?
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Hey, I'm open to anything, because there's some fights where I'm just like, come on, let's go back.
But I mean, and I think, and I'm a fan of everything. Like, if you're good at submitting a guy, if you're working, but I can tell the difference between a guy that's working.
Yeah, are you looking for a finish? Are you looking to get?
Is he setting something up? I know.
Or you
I can look at
cruising?
you. Are you setting someone up or just holding them there?
Yeah, you're just getting through the fight.
Are you tap body head?
Yeah, right.
You're tapping him. You're not. That's not hurting anybody
No one,
right
right?
now, right? You're not kidding anyone. That you're just trying
There's
to
no damage.
look busy. You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
But I do believe you got to give them time to work too. I'm not saying you can just pull them up, but I mean, there's times when they're obviously just riding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're not trying to advance. I mean, I've seen ones where guys crawl back into a full guard.
Right.
They're in half guard and they crawl back into a full guard,
right.
so they can stay. It's harder to get out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think when you're in full guard, it's harder to get out from the bottom.
Well, and I say that because the fight that speaks out to me was the Max Holloway Oliveira fight just recently for the BMF belt, right?
Right.
And I think back in like your career, like this was about would have been perfect for a guy like you, right? Like the BMF belt.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, would you not?
At 100%.
100%, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like you look at like all the great matchups that you had in your career, like a Randy Couture and you, like those are real BMF belts. Like I think, and the Max Holloway Oliveira fight, yeah, it was not exciting at all. It was, Charles did what he did to win.
Yeah.
But is that really the BMF bout? Is the debate with what people are saying?
Well, and that's a hard thing. I mean, look,
Styles make fights.
Styles
like
make fights, and then some things look great on paper, and
Yep.
they don't end up being great in person.
Yep.
I mean, there's been quite a few where I was like excited about, and then in person, like, oh,
Yeah. Right.
okay. But like, and I will say, as a coach, I mean, I remember a fight distinctly when my buddy Cruz Gomez was at a little small show, and he's going out, and he kept taking this guy down and then going for a submission, and then get the guy like sit on top of him and do body head for the rest of the round, and like, I'm going, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop taking him down.
Stop. No, take him down.
Yeah. But
Hit him a few times
yeah.
before you go for the submission. Okay, like, take a break. Like, score some points first. You know, win the round, please.
Yeah.
As a coach, you
Yeah.
got to win the round first, then submit.
and
him,
it's up to you.
But
It's up to you to make those decisions and
But
capitalize.
but for me, it's almost speaking against what I was as a fighter. I want to finish you.
Yep.
I did. I'm trying to finish you.
You had that
from
mentality. So.
I'm trying to finish you from bell one to the end of the
To the
fight.
end,
I still want to finish you.
Yep.
I mean, but that was just that's the way I fought. That's why I like the
And
fight.
it's a smart way to think because the judges, I see so many fights, like still to this day, I just don't understand the judging issue. Is like, man, there's so many fights where I'm just like, but you're giving it to the judges.
If
So
you want to, when you give it to the judge, they're doing a lot better. They're trying to educate the judges. The judges are getting better, but there's always going to be a bias.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some way you see it.
Yep.
Also, like understanding
What's
a
really going
takedown
on.
and
Yeah.
not a takedown,
Yep.
or understanding understanding a submission or attempted submission. I mean, when they used to give credit and pride, that was one I didn't like. Where they give for, I remember one where they gave it against. I think it was against Rico Rodriguez. I think, but anyway, he won that round because he was attempted submissions.
Yeah.
And his attempted submissions were him going for a triangle, and where he never got his
not
triangle
even locked
past.
up.
They're like it's like this on his feet. I'm like, bro, like
He's bringing his legs up.
Yeah. It's like a closed guard.
He's bringing his legs up on your arm.
A high closed guard.
It's a high closed guard. You're right.
Yeah.
Now, if you almost got the submission, like it was close, he fought their way out. Okay, that's an attempted submission. I consider.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it as scoring, but like, how do you they used to score those? I mean, the guy threw his legs up like 5 times.
Yeah.
Right.
And he just posted up and stopped them.
So
Like, it's
what's the difference, Chuck? Like fighting in Japan. So I got to go to Japan a lot of times with
the
Dwayne.
weirdest thing? Let me tell you the weirdest thing about fighting in Japan. So for me, the weirdest, like what besides the drug testing, that was kind of funny.
Like, I want to get into that because that's funny.
That was entertaining.
People got to hear that.
That was funny. But coming out and understanding the fans are so quiet.
Dude, they're so quiet, dude.
I
I can talk
remember-
this loud coaching. Like I don't have to scream.
I remember I was watching Dan Henderson fight, and I finished. I was either before I fight or after. And I was up on kind of on a balcony thing, like right little ways back. And my brother's standing next to me, and I've got my headphones on. I'm killing him. I'm screaming this great stuff, and my brother's like, "Hey,
Chill.
hey,
Quiet.
I said, dude, take your headphones off." And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
he can-
They're like this. They're like clap.
He can hear. I could have coached him from up there,
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
yelling. I could have coached him from up there. It's so quiet, but
That's a huge change. Like the culture, they're so nice.
Yeah, and the thing is, like they actually, like, if you pass a guard, they're educated. To the
They're
point,
very
You
educated.
pass a guard, they'll go, ooh.
They
down.
know. They
Yep.
know the
He
sport.
goes, ooh.
Yeah, totally.
They see something that's scored, they give it a little ooh.
Yeah,
totally.
They calm.
It's the
And
best.
And this was, and this when that was, there was 18,000 people there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was a small
Yeah,
place.
so you're at Tokyo,
Tokyo
Dome?
Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Dude,
And
it's
and then the drug testing. Now that was funny.
dude, the drug testing.
You got that-
Let's
they
hear
go-
it, Chuck.
So
Give us something.
I walk in, and the guy goes, they hand you a cup, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm used to Nevada. When they
Yeah.
I mean, they follow you.
No,
in the
they
bath, they
shoulder
follow
to
you in the
shoulder.
bathroom. And
Yeah.
they watch you pee. I mean, I had before where I couldn't pee after the fight, and they followed me up to my. Two of them followed me up to my
Yeah,
hotel room.
they're not going to go until you piss.
They don't leave your side
Yep.
until you piss. You have a
Because your
you have
adrenaline's going,
troopers
it's hard to pee after a fight. First off, you're
you get a little
dehydrated,
dehydrated.
and your adrenaline's still
You know what
going.
used to really suck about that? So I drink a bunch of water, trying to be able to go to the bathroom, and then then you break the seal and you go out for the after party. I got to go to the fucking bathroom every 30 minutes. I'm like, what the heck, man?
I never thought about that. It's all, you broke the seal, now you're peeing every 30 minutes.
And you just pounding a bunch of water because you want to pee. You want to get this over with, so you go do your thing.
Totally.
Because you can't go anywhere until you pee. So I mean, it was funny. But,
So you had to. So they give you a cup with your name on it.
With name on it, and you sign the cup, and then they say, I'm like, okay, where do I pee? And they're like, oh, go down the hall, take a right, and then a left, and there's a bathroom right there. Now, I walk down there totally expecting there to be
like
someone,
turn to the corner.
someone to
where
get there. I get inside the bathroom, and it's
no
empty.
one empty.
There's no one
Crazy.
there. And you pee in the cup, and you put the top on, and then I start walking back, and I come back, and I'm like, okay, what do I do this? And I put it over there, and there's a table with a bunch of other cups on it.
Dude, I had the same experience.
I'm just like, I don't want them to say I did something. I don't want to get to mix
Right?
up with the other people's.
Absolutely.
I don't want them to say
Don't mix
did
mine.
something that I did. I'm clean, so I don't want to. I don't want to in with anybody else's.
So
Exactly.
at the K1, Dwayne, he was fighting in the K1, and I got experience. So I just went to the bathroom, and it's like the dribble. Like every time at the fight, like as a coach, I'm nervous. Again, I need to perform. Also, you never know the outcome, so you get the nervous piss. So I got to go and do my little dribble, and I go into this room, and there's like 3 or 4 fighters in here. There's this rack, and they're just handing them plastic cups, and they don't have names on them. On my children, they did not have no names. So at least just had names. These guys would go piss. Just like you said, it was like a tray, like one of those plastic trays you get at like the school cafeteria. And they would just sit there against the wall. You go piss, and you come set it over. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm washing my hands. I'm looking at it. I'm like, how do they know whose piss is what? And it was just like kind of the thing of like, if anybody asks you, you pissed. You pissed. We did a piss test.
Like,
We didn't test any of it, but you did a piss. Bro, crazy.
Yeah, yes.
But what stood out?
Cup. I don't know what they did with it, but
What stood out in Japan to me was, so they had this commentator, this lady, or announcer, I should say, and she was a black lady that I thought was Japanese the whole time. She actually did like baseball in California. She was an announcer, but she would say these things like we're sitting there, we're in a tournament. Dwayne's in an 8-man tournament, and we're watching a fight right before us, and she'd be like, K1 fighter, round 1. And she had this voice to her that was like because the crowd's so quiet, you just feel it. But this guy got knocked out by Masato, and he got knocked out, and he was a Thai fighter. He's laying in the ring, and I come from the boxing world. This is like my second trip to Tokyo, and he's laid out, and his coaches are over him, and the lady gets on the thing, and she's like, K1 fighter, exit the ring, because they want to get on to the next fight. Dude, his coaches slide him underneath the ropes, dude. And they hold him shoulder to shoulder. I'm on one shoulder, Luke would be on the other shoulder, and the dude's feet are dragging as they're walking back into the tunnel, and we're about to walk out. And they're like, they had fireballs coming out when you walk out on stage. Like the promotion was spectacular. But I was like, oh my God, they're going to like, all right, take him to the back. Doctor's going to look at him in the back. I was just like, oh, the dude's still out. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But dude, different, like the fans were great.
Thing.
They're very educated. They appreciated, they didn't care about the outcome. They almost, to me, it felt like they were looking at it like almost like video game fighting. Like you'd have like a tall Korean basketball player facing like a sumo wrestler, and it was like these video game type of fights where they just didn't care. They just wanted to see something that was different, and they always would clap like this.
Like you get if you were exciting, they liked
Dude,
they loved you.
Fans love fighters.
They want if you want to fight, if you were out there fighting, they want more of you.
Absolutely.
So
I'll never forget with the Overeem fight where he comes out with his little hammer.
yeah.
He come out with
hammer,
he just had the
time.
wood hammer. Dude, it was like, it was a great fight. Like so many iconic fights, Chuck.
So like, you being iconic, with Chuck Liddell, and it goes with it, the territory is the Mohawk, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just kind of like who you are. When did the Mohawk like come a part of Chuck
About
Liddell?
92.
So before even like the UFC and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And what was that? Was
No,
that?
well, I honestly, my friends, my head was shaved like when I was a kid until my long story short, my grandparents made me keep it really short until
Right.
I was in high school. They let me grow it out a little bit because a substitute teacher asked me about how my skinhead.
Oh,
my
really?
skinhead beliefs. I'm like, no,
No way,
I'm
really?
like, no.
Yeah.
But so my grandma was like, okay, you can grow your hair out a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I had it out
So
a
you
little
told
bit.
her about that experience, and now she's like, you can grow it out.
Yeah, I told her.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told her
you were like,
happened.
here's
Anyway,
what-
she
yeah.
knew what happened.
Yeah.
And I told her about it. I thought it was funny, but
Yeah.
she was like,
Yeah.
she's
Grow it out.
I should have learned. I tell my grandma's I was in high school. I go sorry, another story, but I'm in high school and I had a teacher come up to me and go, I wrote a paper on paper in the class and
Yep.
on Thoreau
Yep.
and one of his things books, but I wrote a paper on it and she goes, he comes by and he goes, you're a lot. He hands me and I got an A on it. You know, you're a lot smarter than you look.
That's a fucked up thing to say, right? You're like, oh,
And
thanks for the
I
compliment.
kind of looked at him and laughed, and I was a real quiet kid, and I went back and I said something to my grandma, and I thought it was funny. Like I was telling the story to my grandpa, and my grandma, because I thought it was a funny story, and she goes, and so she says something to Miss Welpley,
Yeah.
right, who's my tutor. Like my mom made me go to once a week to a tutor during summer because she didn't want me to take that long off of school.
Yep.
So I always had to go to a tutor. And so she said that to Mrs. Welby. Mrs. Welby was probably in her 80s and at the time. And so I get back to school the next day and he comes over to my desk and apologizes. And he goes, I'm very sorry for it. I said, that was very insensitive. I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't
He's
care,
like,
yeah.
he's like, yeah. Oh, by the way, how do you know Miss Welpley? I guess Miss Welpley she called her up and read her a riot act, you know, like
Probably ripped a
totally
new
ripped
one,
her a
yeah.
new one.
Yeah.
It was always the funniest thing in the world. But
That's
Hey,
awesome.
Chuck, guess what? I never gotten that compliment before.
We get compliments all the time, dude. Like, you do.
It's always the wrong reason.
Yeah, I mean, they might not be positive compliments, but I mean, you're growing. Hey, the haircut. So running gyms,
So-
7 different gyms that I've had. That's again, it just shows who you are. Do you know how many kids, in my child classes, like children classes that I had? Because every gym, like we have fighters, and then we have your normal classes, but the children classes are most consistent. The kids that look like when I played a lot of sports, so baseball. Like I wanted to play high level baseball. My dad played for the Kansas City Athletics, or was drafted to the Kansas City Athletics, and then I had my sister. Baseball was a big part of my life, and being able to go in Arizona, go watch the Cubs at their training camp, and just be inspired by people. Dude, the kids in my classes, everybody had your haircut. Like it was crazy.
the funny thing about that is that I'll go back to how they got their haircut. Well, I'll go, but I'll tell you the funny thing is that I first fought in the UFC. Peretti came in the back after the first, after my first fight.
Yep.
They found out because I made a joke about. Because I'll tell you the whole story.
Yeah.
So I go this my first fight in the UFC. I got in the UFC.
Yeah.
UFC 17.
UFC 17.
17. So I'm going in. So I go in.
Awesome.
And we're going in and I'm cutting weight. Back then they'd fly us in the day of weigh-ins.
Yep.
So I'm cutting weight on the plane.
Yep.
Like at the layover, I start cutting. Poor guy sitting next to me because I'm still wearing my plastic on the plane.
Nasty.
So I get off and I get up and they're like, and they say they're always having a hard time making weight because I was making weight when I got there, but I just started. But anyway, so then we go in and we go to weigh in, and it's a freaking bathroom scale. Like not a digital bathroom scale. Not a digital one. One that had a little bump. I'm like, really? I get on it, and I was 200 pounds. And it was 199 back then. I was 199.
Yep.
And they go, hey, your opponent's 2 pounds over. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I go, on that scale? Look, man, I used to wrestle. Like that guy. On that scale, I bring him back. I'll show him how to be on weight.
Yeah.
Like, you can lean the right way on that thing. What are you talking about? Give me a break.
That was the old school.
Hey, more weight on the
That
left
was the
foot.
old school, yeah.
I was like, this is the scale you guys got for official weigh-in.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Man. And so went and fought. But at that fight, he found out I was a wrestler. So he came back in the dressing room. Peretti came back and said, "Hey, if you want to be brought back, keep this on its feet." I literally know that's what I wanted to do, but
they straight told you
he
that.
found out I was a wrestler.
You're like company man.
I'm a wrestler, but I still took him down. I still fought. I'm like, what? I'm just gonna fight.
Isn't
bro.
that crazy what people say
like,
to people prior to fighting? Like,
but that was he was the matchmaker back then, but the reason I brought him up at all is after that for the next fight, man, you gotta get rid of that mohawk. It's played out.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Like if you listened to him,
yeah, whatever.
No way,
bro. It's again. There's so many pieces. The tattoo on the side of the head, like the blue shorts with the freaking
the
bro.
tattoo on the side of my head.
Oh,
it was
God.
It was one of those things. I put it on there. I wanted it. I said, because I was in school for accounting at the time. So when I got the tattoo, it's what my original karate style. That's what you wear on your gi when you get your black belt.
Okay.
So that's Goikon. So
Goikon, yep.
So when I wanted to get the tattoo, I wanted to put it on the side. I wanted to put it somewhere where people could see it.
Yep.
But if I needed to cover up, I could cover it up real easy, And that was somewhere where so I wanted someone to see it without taking my shirt off.
Yep.
But I could cover it up real easy. And first guy I went to, they said they wouldn't do it on a tattoo on their head, and I was actually just. Someone asked me, "Hey man, you ever thought about getting a tattoo?" I did. I thought about getting one on my head, but the guy said they won't do them. I got a guy that'll do it.
Yeah.
No way.
No problem.
That's crazy.
Perfect.
They said they won't do it on their head. Why? Because it hurts more, or they just?
I think one of the guys said it's harder. Yeah, it's harder to be good. Like I don't know. I don't know. It was back in the early '90s. I mean, it wasn't like when I got a tattoo on the head. That wasn't normal.
Yeah.
A little more. It wasn't as normal as it is now. You know, to see someone with, and also I had scheduled. I was going to get a full back piece.
Yeah.
And I was going to go. I was ready to go. And the guy was saying, "Hey man, I'm hungover. I want to. Can we wait?
Take a day out.
Another time." So yeah, no problem. And Dana heard about it and called me up and, "Hey man, please don't do that. You got enough tattoos to be edgy. You don't have, but you're not enough to scare sponsors."
Yeah.
Because at that time, not that it would matter now. I don't. But at that time, we're still fighting that we're not a bunch of Neanderthals, and we actually we're real fighters. That we chose this for a profession, not because it's the only thing we could do, but because it's what we want to do.
Yeah. And he's building a brand, and he's managing fighters and promoting fighters like that. Like a lot of people don't realize like what Dana did back in the day, because he had taken this thing on. They bought it for like $3 million, and it was $2 million, and it was a losing business. And coming into that piece, like I actually think it was a great idea, because again, you are a action figure. I look at you like that type of piece that you'll never be forgotten. The funny thing is, having a haircut like that with the Chuck Liddell cut, did you ever fear you were going to go bald as you got older? And you're like, shit, I'm only going to have the back of it?
My grandpa
good.
always had hair, so I was like, nah, I
good.
never thought I would. No.
Because, dude, it's like it's being able to hold, like, again, you are this piece. Like, I haven't changed. I've had this little goatee because I can't grow a beard. I can grow it long and comb it up, but if I jump, that shit will fall down. So I can't grow like facial hair. I want to be a mountain man, but can't grow a beard. And this has been me for how long, Terrence? Like, as long as you've known me, I haven't changed the piece. I haven't tried a new comb over or nothing like this. Okay, so you are the same freaking dude.
Yeah, well, so we got to go back. So the reason, the way it happened was so we were all going to my Slayer concert.
Nice.
And my buddies were, let's all shave our heads. And they're like, oh, you're not going to shave your head? No, I'm not doing that. I had that my whole life. Yeah. I'm not doing that. And I'm like, well, you got to do something. I said,
Mohawk.
Let's do a Mohawk.
Let's go.
So I did a Mohawk, which is kind of funny because my buddy was one of my really good friends now. Like, he's a sheriff, and he was at the time he wasn't sheriff yet, but he was working for PD, and he did the security at the fair. He got all the guys for security. He just hired me to be security at the fair, and then I show up with a Mohawk, and he's like, look at me like, who'd I hire? Like, what's going on? What's going on?
Hey, the first couple times you see it, it's like everything changes crazy. Yeah, but look, it's the best change ever.
But I go out there and one of the things that I worked in a bar downtown, and what I learned over time, people recognized me because of they remembered me because of my head.
Yeah, you're unique.
And I actually when I was kickboxing, at the bar, there was a fight, and a guy was trying to sue the bar. I won. I won. I was charged with assault. And the public defender wanted me to grow my hair out, and I had a fight the weekend before my court case, so I had my hair grown out. And Eric Nolan in Bakersfield, I was fighting in the Strongbow Arena out there, and he actually afterwards was like, "Hey, don't ever do that to me again." Yeah. Totally. So people are complaining that you weren't here because I was on the poster
with the mohawk.
With the mohawk, and I knocked the guy out in the second round that fight that night. But I didn't have my mohawk. So
you weren't recognized.
They didn't know they didn't know I had.
It's so crazy.
So that's when that was like maybe fourth, fifth, sixth, eighth, maybe kickboxing fight. Something. It was early.
Yeah.
And so in my head it's like I gotta have my mohawk. It is icon. It makes me recognizable.
100%.
You know,
your
so
character.
people don't miss me.
100%.
It's crazy because when I moved out here, and it was a couple years after that, I got in the UFC, and me and my wife bought our first house, right? And we were, in the flip house in the little patio, and we got trick or treaters for the first time. This is me being an adult, and we had trick or treaters coming in, and we had this little Mexican kid come up. It's October, bro. It's cold here in Colorado. Shirt off, Iceman shorts, blue shorts, mohawk, and he's so happy because he knew who I was, right? Yeah. He knew who I bought. He knocked on the trick or treat, dude. He was the Mexican version of Chuck Liddell, and awesome. It was so awesome. And they tattooed, with permanent mark. And dude, I remember I was like, dude, this is huge for the sport when kids are becoming like you're their idol, like they want to become them as a Halloween costume.
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
That's
awesome. No, I think a lot of that stuff. I've had so many cool things because of what I've done. Like I'm watching my son beat up Superman with my action figure.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So
it's hard
cool.
to say. Playing the
they
video
can play the video games, right?
Play video games.
Yeah, that's dad.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
You got to unlock me though. You got to beat the whole game to unlock me on the game.
You're funny.
That is something like having a Topps card.
Yeah.
Having a trading card. Like, dude, look at that.
And the opportunity with no acting skills to go and do how many TV shows, how many movies. Like, bro, Dancing for the Stars. I gotta ask you because we all we all share something. Like we got big egos at times when we need it. We're very humble people at times when we need it. But going out and dancing, because I remember when we were at the club, you danced. You did dance. Yeah. You was dancing good. So I want to just ask, was that harder than fighting?
Oh, for sure. Look, here's the thing. I'm not good at it. I know it's not something. Bro. I know it's not something. I
shadowbox the dance.
Yeah. And I'm with my partner who I'm trying not to fail.
Yeah.
I've always been one. I'm like I always wanted to be good for my coaches, my people. I'm more upset for my when I lost. I was probably more upset. I let down my coach, my family, my friends, than anything. So I don't want to let her down.
Yeah.
And and I'm out there doing things I'm not used to doing. And one of the football guys who was on with us, he said it really well. He said, I'm used to tell my body what to do, and it just does it. And with dancing, that's not the way it works.
Yeah. Right?
I'm an athlete. I'm used to just telling myself, that Michael Irvin. He was like, that's what he said.
He's a big UFC guy.
Yeah, but he's a
football player.
Well, but he's that's what he said. He's like that's perfect. I'm gonna use that. Yeah. But it was one of those things. Like I like doing it. I put in a lot. I worked hard at it. It was just. It's just one of those things. It's hard. One, you're big, and they can't back lead you. Yeah. Like she Anna, when she called me, she apologized because I don't care. She called me a Sherman tank on her nervous. And she apologized. Right? I'm like, it's like she was trying to explain she couldn't back lead me because it was like working with dancing with a Sherman tank. You can't. If I go the wrong way, she's just got to follow. Yep. Right. So I'm like, I don't take being called a Sherman tank. as an offense.
Yeah, right. I prefer
I'm
that.
kind of
Thank
okay
you.
with
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
But you
she
have to
was
be like
sweet.
a lead, right?
But
Like,
they try to back lead you.
what
And
I mean
but
by
when you're
that is-
that big, when you're that big in the dance,
what does back lead mean?
means they kind of, instead of them letting you lead them where they're supposed to.
guiding
Oh,
you.
okay, got you.
They're guiding you and pulling you. In
Oh,
in the
yeah,
right,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
no, hey, we got more here.
Pulling you in the right way, right?
Absolutely.
So I, but it was just, and it's.
I'll take one too, Luke.
And,
once you get done with
I
that.
always say the difference is too. We're athletes, right?
Yep.
And we're used to. I mean, when you're everything
Yeah.
we do, we're
Yeah, from a base.
some version
From a
of-
base.
some version of here.
Yeah.
Dance-
Yeah.
Way out of
Hey,
that.
that's not the way to fight. You know, that shit is
If
up in the air.
If I'm ever there in any sport I've ever been in, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So getting used to, like, and she said, and she made it real, because what happens is you get behind and you want to get to where you're supposed to be, and you try to get in an athletic position and get there.
Yeah.
She said, well,
Yeah.
when you do that,
Now you're
now I
strong.
she said, now I gotta go five times further on my step to get to where I need to be. So I can't get there.
Totally.
So it's
Do you enjoy
it's
it?
really interesting. It was fun. It was a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean,
is-
everything
it's
is work
cool.
though, right? That's what, like the acting piece. Kamara was telling me when he was on Black Panther, he was like, I was only doing one scene, and he's like, dude, it was like 13 hours. He's like, I got to go back to my trailer. He's like, I didn't realize acting was so hard, and man, how much time it takes
Well,
of just
different
standing
angles-
and
the
redoing
different
it.
angles,
Yeah.
especially big fight scenes. They have a lot.
Yeah.
That one that we did in Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah.
That was like we were there for like almost 10 days. Like,
Yeah.
it's like crazy.
But that was a big scene, news too.
yeah.
too.
There's a lot of people involved, but and what happens is, like, sometimes they get a great shot, and then the extras and the audience are like, "Hey guys,
Screwed up.
what are you doing?"
There's the boom mic.
I gotta tell you that one though. So, as to do with no knowledge, that was early on, right, in the career, right, or early on in MMA, right. So, they built a cage, right. They wanted a cage, right.
Yeah.
You know what they used for a cage, right?
Real chain link fence.
Real chain link
With the
fence.
little
They-
spikes,
we
dude,
have-
they have the
yeah.
little points on them. Dude, they're
Cement
so
on
bad.
it.
I've been in gyms where people try to do this. That's
And
Greg
they-
Jackson's
they-
gym was like
they-
the first ring he had
They
or
paint-
cage.
they painted it black.
Oh, dude, do you scratch you up so bad?
Dude, the first time we were doing something, we were gonna bounce off the cage.
Oh.
I bounced back off the cage. What the?
Yeah, dude,
What is that?
dude, right? Because they have like
bleeding
these
everywhere.
little it's like
like
metal
cement,
drippings.
like
Yeah,
cement.
almost like cement. Like
Yeah.
there's these little points on them, and they scratch the shit out of you. They
I was
don't-
like, okay, we're gonna. I think we're gonna take that out of the fight scene.
Yeah.
I'm not bouncing off that
Yeah.
thing.
Hell no. It just shows you there's
And
someone.
then we didn't, and I was new to the fake fighting, right? So
Yep.
we're like tapping each other with
Yeah.
punches, right? Trying to get just
Yeah.
close, thinking
Yeah,
that
yeah.
looks better that
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
right? Because I'm pretty accurate, and I'm pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
at
can
doing that
stop
stuff.
it, yeah.
Can stop right there, tap you, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah. You
It
want to
looks
follow
better
through.
if
and
I follow
fake
through
it.
and miss you by this
just-
much from
yeah.
the right angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They go like that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, if they go along with it and you miss by a lot, it looks way better. But I'm willing to learn. Like anyone was there, tell the stunt guys, this is your world, not mine.
Yeah.
Show me what to do. Show
But
me
how
what you
cool
need.
was that though? Like to get
was
your
fun.
first like big movie screen like spot, a guy that coming in the fight
Yeah.
in UFC 17 and now being on the big screen.
Crazy.
Like that was a
yeah.
huge role too.
Well, actually, the first one I was on was How High.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Well, actually, not my first movie though. Like I wasn't.
Yeah, my first big one.
I was in Postman Always Rings twice
Okay.
when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah, I was an extra in that.
Really?
I was an extra.
kidding.
They just got a bunch of Boy Scouts in it, and I was in it. One of them.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny. I got $33 for it.
So did you? So when you got home from that, did you have like dreams of being acting? Like
No.
because
I was
also you
11.
got to be
It
a
was-
part of
it was
something
just-
as a child.
But I didn't even get to watch the movie. My mom saw that movie and said, no. You ain't watching that.
She's like, give me that $33. We're gonna put it in your bank account.
Yeah, exactly. But so How High was when it was actually they had me. If you ever see it, we're in it. I'm in it in a fight. Like I'm in my fight at a costume party, getting in a fight with a guy at the costume party. It's just
Really?
a random thing. And the funny thing was they brought in, like, it was supposed to be me and Tito, but that they moved the shooting up, and he had a fight on Friday. So they moved the shooting up before his fight. So they bumped him out and got somebody else. So Dana called Alfie because he knows Alfie's a friend of mine, and he was an MMA fighter, kickboxer, but he was back then he was a 155 pounder, but he should have been like a 125 pounder.
Yeah.
Like that's the
Right?
size.
I mean, but they didn't have those weight classes
Yeah,
back
they didn't
then.
have that weight class.
Yeah.
He fought 125s in kickboxing. He wrestled 118s in college.
Yeah, they have that in those sports, but not in MMA.
Yeah, but they didn't have it. So
Yep.
so he came in and he was it looked so awkward because I'm fighting him.
Yeah.
Like so, I was fighting him in the movie, but so stoked. I'm stoked. Me and all my friends, we go to the movie theaters to watch it. So we wait to see a whole line to see the credits roll up. To see me get my credit on there, right? They misspelled my name.
Oh.
I was like,
That was like me. That was like me when I told everybody that I got you on the podcast.
Dude, hey, this is funny. You gotta hear this. Okay, so he did this. So you should low kick him later. He likes low kicks. He sends out a text to me, Terrence, Justin, and Greg, and he's like, "Dude, you're not gonna believe who I got." And he says your name. He spells your name, and this is this Luke. We give him credit. He should have bobbed when he weaved, But Greg's like, hey, that's not how you spell his name, and he's like, but he does it every time because we're always trying to fuck with him because spelling's one of those things. I'm not a good speller,
and I misspelled it. I don't know what I did, but I said,
but you're not making a movie.
To be honest, most people either misspell the D.
Yeah.
Take it
A single D
or a single D or a single L.
Single L,
But
yeah.
here's my thing: they have my paycheck.
Yeah.
They
That's
have
true.
my
Everything.
My thing.
He's like, I can't cash that shit.
No, but they spelled it right on my paycheck.
Yeah. That's an editor. That's an editor issue.
yes.
That's all editor.
So they had my name right for my first the first time I walk out for I'm after you. I'm so excited. We're walking out. I look up and I go,
Oh.
LIDELL.
Yep.
I'm like,
That's
man,
mine.
That's how you spelled it.
That's how I did it. I think.
Yeah, at least my grandma's alive. She'd roll over in her grave.
So you were close with your grandma and grandpa, huh?
yeah.
So did you live with them a
lived
lot?
with them. My mom and the rest of us moved in backpacking with everyone was 7 or 8.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it was tight. I mean, but it was cool. My 2 brothers shared a room. My mom, my sister shared a room. My grandma and grandpa in a room, and my great grandma was in a room.
That's amazing.
It was a great family.
Yeah, it's a great family. Yeah.
I always said I was never left alone.
Yeah.
Like my grandparents would take a 2-week vacation once a year, and my mom would take her 2 weeks vacation from work that time, so she'd be home for us.
It's
I
amazing.
I never not have a parent at my house.
And having grandparents around, like that's an important thing because when you're growing up as a child, especially in California, and the kind of the city life and what you're going through, the different perspectives from a mom to a grandparent is so different. Like the love of the grandparents, like just from my own scenarios, is like having that different type of love. I love family groups. When you can see people that have their family around them all the time, they almost always are successful because they're driven to be great.
Yeah.
It's like with the separation is hard. Like everybody has some type of separation in their life, whether it was someone you loved for 5 years and you got in a relationship with. Some people are parents with breakups, things like that. When you get a tight-knit group, like a team, like a fight team, when you have the right manager, when you have the right coaches that care about what the process is, it's a family.
Well,
and
I always say, people always ask me, like, oh, man, what made you this killer? What made I had nothing but love.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, how come we never nervous for? Like, I never had to be. All that was ever requested of me was to give 100%.
Yeah.
That was it. That's easy.
Athlete.
That's easy.
Yeah.
My grandpa, win, lose, or draw, if you gave 100%, he's proud of you.
Yeah.
And
that's great advice.
There was no pressure to win at all. I mean, obviously that's the goal, and that's what we wanted to happen more often than not.
Obviously.
But
so when you hustle performance, so when you put that mindset, like when you hear parents out there and they're just like, dude, who cares if we lose the little soccer game that we're playing? Just hustle. That's the key to performance. Like if you go out there and you don't hesitate and you do like if you have to be able to flag things when you're like, oh man, I'm going out there and I'm hesitating or get nervous and I pull back because last fight I got tired. All these different things. Go out there and just fucking perform. Just do your best. That's all that matters. And then watch what happens.
And you will get better.
Absolutely.
And, you put the time in it, and you'll be in the right sport for you or not. Like it's gonna happen. Like you're not gonna force it.
Yeah.
What was your favorite sport? You played a lot. You played baseball. You played football. You did wrestling.
Outside of martial arts.
Yes, outside of martial arts. Obviously, that was my like. I would write things about wanting to do gyms in school when I was doodling and stuff. Yeah,
me doing
I was a
gym.
big doodler,
What gym I was going to do later in my life. But like my favorite other sport would be football.
Yeah.
For
what reason?
I really wanted to coach. I wanted to be a football coach.
Wow.
I would have been a PE major in college.
No kidding.
But my grandma didn't think it was a real major.
Uh-huh.
And you have to announce your major. You have to announce your major at when you're a freshman at Cal Poly.
Yeah.
When you come in. So I did business because I was in accounting and I concentrated accounting because my mom used to help my mom. She did bookkeeping stuff like for extra money. And I used to help her with it. So I thought this is pretty easy. I can do this. And so I was really wrestling. So I wrestling and playing football. So I really wanted to do. I really wanted something where I was easy to me.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to be.
Were you a linebacker?
Linebacker, yeah.
Man, what a guess.
Contact, man.
Dude, contact, dude.
I like contact. Yeah.
Head forward, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
crazy.
but so that my grandma didn't think that was a real major. Like, and really, she just didn't understand it. I mean, I think it was at Cal Poly. I think it was 2 classes away from being pre-med. But she didn't believe that's a real major. So I'll do. I respect for her. Okay, I'll do business. So, and then I actually went to switch back when I was right at near the end of my after wrestling. I do construction management because I'd done construction stuff, a bunch of different kinds of construction when I was during the summers to make the money.
Me too.
Because I could make a lot of money for a short amount of time.
Yep.
And I was doing.
And it's flexible. Like the hours are usually flexible. Like
So I was doing that, and so I thought this would be cool. And I went and looked at it, and it would have added like 5 quarters, 5 quarters to my graduation, which I had like 5 left, and I'm like, let's say I can do 5 quarters or 10. Okay, I'm gonna stay in my major. See you guys. Have a nice day.
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
Chuck, you sound like you come from a very proud family.
Yeah.
What was it like for them to see you become who you were? And I want it from your perspective. Like would it make you proud to show them what you have become? And how did they take it?
They supported everything I did, and they were proud of me all the time whenever I did anything. But I didn't. My grandpa never got to see me. So,
he passed away prior to you fighting.
He saw me kickbox once.
Oh, cool.
And I knocked him out in the second round.
Mm.
But like I've said before to people, he would have been proud of me if I got knocked out in the second round.
Absolutely.
So
like the support.
Don't get me
That's
wrong.
why I'm asking.
Don't get me wrong. I'm really happy. I get the one fight he got to see.
No, that's the greatest thing.
He never got to see me become one.
But that's just the type of person Grandpa he was. He was proud of you just
because he knew I went out there and did my best. He knew I'd go out there. I'd give it my all. And
that's honestly the God why I think you're such an iconic now to everybody. Like you rubbed off. Yeah. You are literally the person that when you meet some of these people, like these famous people and these role models that you look up to, and they're like assholes. Yeah. You are not changed. Yes. You are. The same person that I always hoped you would be.
And I feel like I've known you pretty well. We've had some really cool conversations, and you're always very open to conversation, which I really appreciate, Chuck, because you're so humble. But getting to hear this, like again, like reading a book by its cover. Like when I first met Justin, I thought Justin Gaethje was like a meathead. He's like, "Well, I gotta wear a helmet," he told me because he had 5 fights already when he came to me. Never sparred a day in his life, and I was like, "Put on a headgear," and he's like, "No one else is wearing helmets." Like I was like, "Oh, he's not a smart guy. He's probably like a meathead." You remind me of this guy that's just like got something to release, and being able to hear the support that you have from your family is a really cool thing because I've learned so much about just your personality. Like, this is my favorite part about fighting. This is why I got into fighting, because when I used to watch fighting, people would talk shit about each other prior to the fight and then get up and hug each other and have the utmost respect for each other after the fight. And it's really cool to just to hear how cool and I'm not going to say soft, but normal you are for the way that you fought, because you had this attitude. Your expression afterwards was like, dude, you were like this king man, alpha man.
And don't get me wrong, I am trying. I am trying to kill you.
No, that's the key, right?
I'm trying to end you as hard as I can within the rules. But I hope you're okay as soon as it's over.
Absolutely, and I love that about you. The toughest guys in the world, when you get them behind scenes, are the nicest people in the world. The one that's going to help an old lady across the street. This is the coolest part, because when you don't have to fake an ego and you put on that fake shell, that soft egg shell that cracks very easy. That's what I love about high-level fighters.
Yep.
You guys are just the truest human beings that care for the right outcome. Not going to, step over to the things we're talking about, the drug stuff where you could have went down and, oh, damn, it's like this in Japan. It is really cool to see the type of person and the family that you come from is super cool. Now, the one thing that I do want to know before we get to the ending of the show is you've faced some of the greatest fighters in the world. Do you still have relationships with any of these guys that you have faced? Because a lot of times,
most of them.
When
I run into them, we'll definitely hang out.
Yeah.
You shared chaos.
I'll say hi. Call, text me, hey man, I'm in town if you want to hang out. I
love that.
They'll make
That's
it.
cool.
A lot of guys. We always great.
That's
always
cool.
good guys.
That's
People think when you fight, you hate each other. Like, oh, you beat me or I beat you. Like it's not that. You share chaos.
Yeah.
There's a few. Like, there's always the one guy where you're like, nah, you're just a fucking dick. But when you face guys, you earn
always have
respect
that
for
one,
each other.
right?
There's always that one. There's always that one where you're just like, bro, like, come on.
There's like with you and Tito for a while, right? You guys were training partners, and then you guys had beef.
The thing was with Tito was when it came time to fight me, like we were sparring, we sparred together.
Yeah.
I'd come down and help him with training camp and spar with him and stuff. And the way I met him was Scott Adams had gone down and trained with him. I don't know if you know Scott.
Yeah,
Adams,
I do.
But Scott was great with leg locks.
Yeah.
And he was going to fight Frank Shamrock, and he rolling with him and Scott was tapping him a bunch. So he asked Scott to come down and work with him and show him some stuff and help him with it. And Scott said, well, you want me to bring Chuck down? He can help you spar, get ready for stand-up. And so I came down and I trained with him. But, it's how Dana became my manager. Yeah. Like, he was managing Tito, and one of Tito's buddies, now one of my friends was Wayne Harriman, told Dana, hey, man, you got to see this guy. You're going to manage. He beats him up every time in practice. Like, I used to beat him in everything. I mean, he couldn't beat me in a wrestling match.
Yep.
Really? He couldn't beat me back then in a wrestling match. All the times we wrestled, I think he took me down twice. I took him down probably 20 times. And both times he took me down at the last takedown of the workout. One was in Vegas when I was still going out the night before, and the other one was at the edge of the mat, and I really just kind of went, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But he wasn't able to take me down, and then when he'd start on top of me, he couldn't stay on top of me.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I think he was better than me at was actually submitting other people.
Yeah.
Like, he would never be able to submit me, but I beat him in a submission match. That's not back then. I mean, I would have. When we were training together, there was nothing he beat me at, and he didn't like. Like, I'd show up to spar, and he'd be that. That's the reason I came when I worked with him. And I after the first day, he'd find reasons to miss the next two sparring workouts just to show up for the wrestling workouts.
Now, are you guys friends now?
We're not friends. I don't hate him. Like, I don't care enough about him to hate him.
Totally.
Like, I hope he has a great life.
But you're
I like
good
his wife.
with that.
She's a nice person. I heard he's a great dad. He's great to his kids. More
Cool.
power to you. Cool, but I think you're a douchebag. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Like, I don't. I mean, when you don't honor your word to people, you don't. You don't have any. That's a hard character trait to fix for me.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say he's changed, and don't get me wrong. Like, if he has, great. But he burnt his bridge with me as far as covering that, and I don't think either one of us cares enough about it to make.
Yeah,
I
I mean, you guys.
don't think either one of us care enough about it to
past,
mend it.
right?
You
It's a
don't.
past. We don't care enough about it to mend it. We're not gonna.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Water under
I
the
wish him
bridge.
the best.
Water under
We're
the
good,
bridge.
but yeah, he's like one of the few guys I don't.
Yeah, water under the bridge. It's funny you say just talking about the old times with you and Tito.
Well, like when we first were gonna fight, like he's talking about, he talked like he took me out the street, me out the street, fed me, and taught me how to fight, and I turned on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he's all, he ate my wife's cooking. Yeah, he slept at my house. Yeah, I slept on your couch because you didn't get me when I was your sparring partner because you didn't want to get me a hotel room. Yeah. I was being nice.
Yeah.
That had nothing. You make it sound like I didn't have any place to stay.
Yeah.
I had a house. I had a gym.
Yeah.
I was slow kickboxing. I had my own place.
Yeah.
Like I was coming down to help you.
Absolutely.
Like, and I ate your wife's cooking because she was cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you weren't taking us out to eat. Like, or I would have gone out to eat, but she was cooking and offered.
Yeah.
I mean, I was being normal.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like you were doing anything nice for me. Like, I was helping you. Like, and when.
But that's what makes that kind of rival so cool. Like I remember when he called you up into the ring after he won.
Yeah.
Dude, I picture you having like this black shirt on,
how
but
about
you,
when
dude, you like rushed
how
into the
about-
octagon
how
when he
about-
talked shit.
How about when he jumped in the ring right before that? After I beat Vitor.
Yeah.
He came in the ring and said he was going to kick my ass when he was done with Ken.
Yeah.
And then I knocked out Babalu with a kick in the face, and then after that Ken Shamrock fight, he's like, well, I don't know, we might we gotta get paid a lot more money
Yeah,
to
it
fight
brings
each
me a-
other, like shut up.
It brings me a blast for the past.
Dude,
because-
it's so awesome. Like
so
I honestly really enjoyed his flag when he'd come in because it was like the new thing, like the way it was like the Mexican American flag. Like it was
wait,
just
time out.
I
The
just-
Mexican American flag. The funny part about
Yeah.
that. Did you ever hear John's comment on that? Hack?
no. I want to hear it.
Somebody-
John
some-
Hackelman. We're talking
someone
about.
asked Hack about it.
Yeah.
About him saying that I was what do you call me? He called me a hillbilly or like
Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah.
About being like whatever. And John goes, really? He's all, well, yeah. At least Chuck knows who he is. Tito just figured out he was Mexican last month.
And that's the piece about that. So me speaking about that, like that flag, him coming in, he became a character. Like Tito's a star because he became a character, but it wasn't a true character. And that's the cool part about like finding out
Like, he
because
didn't
it's an
even-
act.
He
It's
didn't
an
even
act.
speak Spanish.
It's an act. I remember when he did a Spanish. You had the same situation.
fuck.
Oh my God! I didn't even think about that. Where he
we all
tried to
run
do
the same, bro.
Hey, he said it. He's from Mexico, and they tried to do an interview with him, and he couldn't speak Spanish.
Tell
it
him I
happened
know.
to him too. So
I
he
was
has a
like,
big
I
old
know
Mexican
very
flag.
little, very
Yeah.
little.
No, but I one of my buddies, Antonio Banuelos back in the day when he was coming up.
Yeah.
Like he's all.
Yeah.
He's all. But he would say.
And who'd you say? What was his name?
Antonio.
Banuelos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm an American with Mexican descent.
Totally.
Like, his parents came from Mexico.
Yeah,
but,
totally.
But he's all. But I don't. He's all. And he'd say I don't speak taco.
And what I'm saying,
I'd
hey,
be like, I'd start laughing.
Chuck,
Like,
the situation of him saying that he was like, he went down this rant, like again, Tito, you are a star. No disrespect, like you helped build this industry, but again, it's like one of those things where you come out and you become a character. When you spar with someone, there's nothing that bothers me as a coach. When I have people come in to spar with my guys, and then they go back and they're like, "Oh, I kicked his ass," and I'm like, "Bro, we were only working jabs that day. Like I didn't even
but I
allow
don't-
things to
I
come out."
don't-
But those types of things, from a respect standpoint, this is why it becomes real. When someone calls you out, and all of a sudden you come to see them, and you're like, "Bro, you know, I can look you dead in the eye, and you know what's up here." And that's that kind of scenario. A lot of people get away with it. A lot of people can
Well,
become
it'd
a
be nice
character.
it's nice that even when we were sparring, if he'd won anything.
Yeah. And like I said, only you and him know that.
But
Only
I
you
would-
and him know that.
Well, the thing is, the people would watch the practice. It was that clear.
Yeah.
Like it was. He was that, and I said that's why he's dodging me. That's
Who are you the closest to since you fought?
closest to.
Like meaning that you just have the respect for, where you're just like, man, I'm glad we did this.
Oh, that we fought. Rashad Evans, a friend of mine.
Yep. Rashad is an awesome human being.
He's a great
Yeah.
person. I see him here and there. I mean, I see Randy here and again.
Awesome.
Randy's
Another
a good dude.
another awesome person.
I like Randy. Forrest is great.
Forrest.
He's a story.
Forrest is a funny
I didn't fight
dude,
him, I
dude.
trained with him, but
Yeah.
he's
a funny
some funny
dude, yeah.
stories of training with him was in the beginning. He had a whole thing like speaking of stuff like that, like after Ultimate Fighter, the first one, his manager was talking to Dana. Was like, "Hey, I want to fight Chuck. I can do, because I was sparring with him that whole time as a coach."
Yeah.
Right? As a coach. So he's like, "Man, I think we can take Chuck after this next fight. We should do something like blah, blah, blah." And then he came and sparred with me the end of my camp for the next fight. And after one sparring session with me after we're good. We're not ready for Chuck yet. Now it's training for me. Like you said, I went to the corner and after the first round I went to go back and at that time I was rotating him at about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Each guy would come in new so they could stay fresh.
Yeah.
Because I was
You remember the drill we used to call that? Bitch better have my money. When you got a fresh guy, dude, you're mad at everybody afterwards.
yeah. So, but they can't. But like after he said after the first time when he come back to his corner and he went with this guy, he's like, "Hey man, okay, I put my mouthpiece back in. It's in your mouth."
Yeah, exactly.
But he was like, "Yeah, we're not ready for Chuck yet."
It's funny you brought up Antonio, right?
Yeah.
So here's a funny story. I literally get in the UFC. I fight my first. This is UFC 78 or Fight Night 10, whatever. I go to Mandalay Bay. They had the fight there at Mandalay Bay. I go there just to watch as a fan too. I'm in the UFC, and I get people that recognize me. I think and they ask me for pictures and autographs.
Oh no! Oh no!
Shit, you not.
I know where this is going. You poor guy.
Oh no! Yeah.
Now that you say
I can't believe it's Antonio.
Swear to God. So I'm signing this thing, right? And this is when I didn't have a beard or nothing, right? So I looked him up. I kind of do look like him, right?
Now you see, I can see it.
Did you tell him? Did you tell him, or you trying to sign Antonio?
I'm signing my autograph, right? And we're like, "Where's Chuck at? Where's Chuck?" And I'm thinking,
So
like,
awesome.
what the fuck? I was like, I don't know, and I'm taking pictures and everything. They leave, there's a crowd now once when you get one autograph.
Especially in a
More
fight.
people,
my
more
God.
people. So I'm like, I'm living it up. I'm like, hell
the
yeah,
best, dude.
right? Take a picture, and these people say, "Thanks, Antonio." I'm like, "What the fuck is Antonio?" And they were like, "Dude, they thought you were Chuck's." These guys. That
Oh
were
my
buying beer,
God, Luke.
They're like, "Dude, you know Chuck Antonio?"
I love you, dude.
But
I learned so much about you
from
on
the
this show.
WEC days, and I was like, damn, man, I thought they were doing it for me. Swear to God,
That's
a
so
true,
awesome.
True
That's
story.
funny.
True story. Yeah, I was like, damn, I thought I made it. I swear to God, I thought I made it.
Oh, poor guy.
But anyways, Terrence here, we got a little challenge before we wrap this up. Take this.
Okay, what kind of challenge is this? Because I can't. My handwriting skills ain't that good.
No, A, B.
Is it spelling bee?
A, B, or C.
A, B. Okay, I
A,
like
B, or
that.
C. A, B, or C. That's all we got. Terrence is the man. He's going to give us some questions. A, B, or C. All right. So here's the deal.
We just
Yeah, we're going to show him up. All at when he says show him.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll do. Some of them will be A, B, C. Some will be A and B. So you got a 50% chance on a couple of them.
so.
Wait, what you just
What
say?
the hell did you, bro? You're speaking level. Hey, you never fight. You never had the Bible weave. So
What?
hey, bro, you gotta speak at your own level.
It'll be A, B, and C, or just A and B.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And
Yes.
Some of them
Oh, okay,
Do it.
gotcha.
50,
So that's
50.
I do mumble. So
kind of,
yes.
Okay.
like a true and
All right,
false.
so
Yes.
I understand mumble because me and John both mumble. I speak.
Dude, you guys would be so good.
We become best
I
friends,
speak
right?
fluent mumble.
All right, let me see it.
All right. First question: who was the first fighter to win a UFC title in 2 different weight classes? A. Daniel Cormier or B. Conor McGregor?
I got it. Want to cheat?
You ready?
You ready?
I think you're.
All right. Ready?
Dude,
Show
if
'em.
he knows that both of those are wrong and Chuck calls it, dude,
Ready?
legend.
By the way, was it? Should I just put it?
A or B? You put A or B.
Just read it.
That was one of the answers, but the answer was
It was
Conor
it.
McGregor.
I B.
B. Yep.
Wrong.
Wrong. So
Well, the first time to win at 2 weight classes?
Yep.
What about heavyweight and light heavyweight?
Just the first fighter to win 2 UFC titles in 2 different weight classes.
Yeah, wasn't it Randy?
Randy was a heavyweight champ and a light heavyweight champ. I think I remember.
Well,
I ain't gonna
so-
tell
dude, if he does
so-
that, hey,
Hey,
you got to do 100 push-ups in a row.
I will say, so this is from a MMA trivia book. There was some answers or questions that had wrong answers. So
I'm just asking
Okay,
you.
so-
Look
Yeah,
it
yeah.
up.
yeah.
Am I right?
Hey, who bought the book?
Yeah.
Luke did.
Hey,
Luke.
hey, my fault. Amazon's fault.
Okay, I'm looking this up right now.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
You're right.
Checkmate.
You're right.
See, this is why I love having legends on here
You're
because they
fucking right.
they
Oh my
built
God,
the
when they said it,
sport.
That was way before Connor.
Yeah.
Dude.
I don't know if he was the first, but I think he was the first. to do
No,
it.
that Randy was probably the first.
And I'll tell you why. I would have been the first if Dana would have let me fight
Up a weight class.
Up a weight class.
Yeah.
I wanted that fight.
Yeah.
And if you watch the fight, Randy goes out and his first thing he does is drop him with an overhand right, and it gets up and he has to finish it later. But if I hit him with that overhand right, he wasn't getting.
He
up.
wouldn't get up.
Hey, so even on here, when I look this up, it says Conor McGregor. When I look it up, so outside of your book, but I'm gonna say
So it says. So it says.
Sure was.
it doesn't mean it's right.
But no.
'cause-
So what it is, it's Conor McGregor was the first to hold 2 belts in 2 different weight classes simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You left that out.
Hey, this is this.
So
is
left
Terrence-
that out.
I'll-
No, but you
I'll-
left that out.
There you go, Terrence.
I
You're wrong.
I honestly, I'm gonna go with Chuck's answer. I know we'll
too.
get to.
Well,
I'm being
I-
educated right here.
That's true.
simultaneously.
Yeah,
He didn't say
yeah,
that.
he didn't.
That wasn't part of the question.
You fucked up.
If you said simultaneously,
Oh,
then,
dude.
I would have thought about
We
it.
need to reach out to these writers. 'cause-
All right, next question then.
All right, next one.
He's up.
That
one
would've been
nothing.
an easy
He's
one.
up. He's up.
That would have been an easy answer.
Dude, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm thoroughly impressed, Chuck.
That's good.
You're impressing me.
All right, next one. Who was the first female fighter to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame? A. Ronda Rousey, B. Misha Tate, or D. Holly Holm?
Where's C?
No, C. Because it's
I'm ready. Ready?
Yep, go.
Hey. Hey. All right, we're still tied.
Yep.
He's up one.
That is
so.
correct.
Come on.
All right, next one.
That was wrong.
I know.
It wouldn't be right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next one. Who was the first MMA promotion to hold an event in the United States featuring women fighters? A. UFC, B. Strikeforce, C. Bellator, or D. Invicta?
Ooh, that's
That's a tough one.
Same again.
tough one.
A is what?
A is UFC, B is Strikeforce, C is Bellator, D is Invicta.
B was what?
Strikeforce.
Strike Force.
I'm ready.
All right, ready? Go.
B.
B.
I
Strikeforce.
thought it might be B, but I was trying to.
The D, like, could have been, but Invicta
Invicta
came
was.
from
See,
Strike
so-
Force because
yeah.
they seen the popularity.
Yeah,
in
we
women
tied
fighting.
up, boys. How many questions we got?
So
We
we're all
got-
tied?
We got
Yep.
2 more questions.
Oh.
Okay. Which event is known for being the first UFC event to feature women fighters? UFC, or A, UFC 157, B, UFC 100, C, UFC 200, or D, UFC 168?
Oh my gosh.
One more time through A, B, C, and D. You're a
A-
fast reader.
A,
Like,
UFC
that's
157,
Okay.
Yes.
It's a
B,
guess.
UFC 100, C, UFC 200, or D, UFC 168?
What was the first one?
157. Yeah, this one's just a
This guess.
guess, yeah.
Hey, he's cheating.
D.
Luke looked at my thing.
I put D. 2 A's.
A.
Ah,
That's
shit.
my dog right there.
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
Yes.
That's BS. I'm down now.
Well, I knew
God.
100 and 200.
Oh, so you got to get this one just to tie us. If we both get it wrong, you better help.
I don't need you guys get
Me and Chuck are in the lead right now. We're in the lead.
That was a
All right,
guess.
last one.
What's a guess?
This is gonna be a 2 answer, A and a B.
Uh-huh.
Who was the main event of UFC 100, which became one of the most highest grossing pay-per-views in history? A. Brock Lesnar versus Frank Mir, or B. Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin.
Don't look at my answer, Trevor.
I just looking to see that you got it wrong. Me and Chuck got skills.
Yep. It was A.
What?
Me and Chuck got skills. I was just looking to see who
Oh,
the
my
loser
gosh.
was. That's my dog.
BS.
That's my dog. Oh man, that's
BS.
By 2.
I got.
Yeah, he lost by 2. Damn.
Hey,
That sounds about right.
if I'm
for
gonna
that.
do something, I'm gonna do it right. I got to take a shot at Barman. I will when I get out.
You know, you just said it, so you can't go back on it.
I know. I won't. I'll take a shot.
Dude,
at Barman.
he had these like whiskey shots. You know, whiskey shot is like, bro, that burns the shit out of your throat. It's not like tequila. You can throw a lime with it. He made me do shots, and he didn't even drink them.
If it's a penalty shot, it should be my Lord.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Or Goldslogger.
No,
Or dude.
my Lord. Have you ever been Lord?
No, I've never had my Lord.
Please have my
Is,
Lord.
is that
Try
like
it.
this? Is that what you like this
It's
on the toilet?
It's my buddy's Chicago thing, I guess, but it is absolutely horrible.
horrible. No.
Oh, absolutely awful.
No, Chuck.
Like this?
I mean, you're not gonna puke on it, but
No,
it's absolutely horrible.
You're like this in the
the
morning,
taste
you're-
is the taste is absolutely horrible.
Yeah, hell no.
You're like, oh my Lord, I'll never do this again.
Exactly.
Oh my Lord,
Ah,
never
man.
gonna do a shot of that shit again. No, we got. What are you gonna do? What kind of shot? 'Cause
I'll
you
do
lost.
a shot at Barman. That's what I'll do. But listen, all bullshit aside, Chuck, dude, I just appreciate your
Bourbon,
time.
is that a brand?
Yeah, it's up here. We got it at the bar. But I will say this. I truly just appreciate your time because I know you got a lot of things going on. But for our listeners and for my personal, I'm being selfish. Like this was, man, a bucket list for me to have you on the show. And man, I tell you what, it's just for what you did for me as a kid, as a coming up fighter, and what you do for the fighters nowadays. Let me ask you this real quick. Chuck nowadays, what you know now, and you put yourself back in the old days, what would you tell yourself different?
Different. I don't know, man. Looking back, I mean, I think I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of better decisions I could have made, but at the time, I feel like I tried to make the best decision for what I knew at the time. So I mean, it's hard to get mad at myself.
Yeah.
Or I felt like I try to do things. I try to do things. I try to do what I think is right, not what is the best. Like is what going to advantage to the best advantage to me. I try to do what's right and do it. And I think I tried to do that as best I could with the knowledge I had. I'm not perfect, but I did my best. So I feel good about the way I feel good about the decisions I made over life.
Yeah.
That's strong. That's to watch it from the outside. I would say don't change a damn thing, dude.
different.
Like this is a lifestyle, a career that I think anybody would dream about. And that's the biggest thing, dude, is like Chuck is such a normal dude. You're such a normal dude. But when you were in that octagon, you were not normal. And this is why we got to dream big. When you guys want to have goals and want to be something special, don't let anybody tell you. Get around the people who build you up, tell you to work hard like your grandparents. Do what feels right. And just find a way. You're never not going to know the way. Just do your best at everything. And I love that piece that you said. I just try to be my best. And I love how you answered that. I want to change a thing. I wouldn't either. You are an inspiration. Being here, and I've made it very far as a coach, I am so humbled and just this is a great day for me, bro.
It's
to
great.
be able to sit with you because we're friends and obviously we get to have our conversations, but for me to be able to sit here and have a conversation live with people, I would never have thought that watching you. Like, this is really cool, bro. And I just want to say, bro, it's an honor. I'm proud to know you. And I love the inspiration that you've brought to this world because martial arts, I think everybody should do it. You should just get in there. You don't have to go crazy hard, but it'll change your life. And the inspiration, like people like Chuck, that inspire people to be better people. You have people beating cancer. You have people doing things because they were inspired by the way that you fought. I am just humbled to be here next to you, bro. And thank you so much, bro.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. So now, here's the next question. We going for Chris Camozzi or the Rodriguez?
Chris.
What the hell is he gonna? Do you start to ask no questions? I'm about to pull the beer away from you, bro.
Yeah, I
Like,
just say we gotta
this guy's over
gotta
here.
give
He wants
Chris
a
a
low
plug.
kick, dude. Just because you
Gotta give
lost,
Chris.
bro, because you scared that you have to do a shot now.
I ain't scared.
Ain't scared?
I ain't scared. But
Chuck,
anyways,
thank you,
thanks,
bro.
Chuck. Appreciate it, man. Thank you again.
Yeah,
I
My
enjoyed
man.
it. All right, we out.